Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to week 4 of the Lyons Quiz League, season number 2. So we're back after a very solid week, I believe, last week. 5th place overall with 38.28 points. Very, very solid. And we're doing quite well for the season overall. I was in 2nd place overall heading into this week. Now it's a little bit lopsided because some people have played 4 weeks, but still doing very, very well. It's going to be hard to catch Sawyer in the overall standings, but again, I'm pretty happy with how I've done so far. So yeah, these are the quizzes for this week. The scores in all are a little bit lower. The highest score is still just 36, but there are a bunch bunch near the top. I have a feeling I'm not going to do quite as well this week as I have done in the previous ones, but I guess we will see. Starting with quiz number 1, which is... I guess I should check what it's called. It's called Star Boys. So yeah, it's all about, well, Star Boys, I guess. So the youngest person to ever reach Earth's orbit was German Titov, a cosmonaut who flew on the 2nd mission of what Soviet program? I don't know, but I can name exactly one Soviet program, and I think it's that. I think that's a program, at least. The only other thing I can think of is Soyuz, which I think is like a term for like... It's like the name for like actual rockets, so I don't think that's a mission. So I think Sputnik is like the only thing I can put here. There's a good chance that it's wrong, but I have no other guess, so that's going to have to be what I put. This one has been giving me problems because this feels like something I should know, but I really just have no idea at all. The painting seen below was made at the age of 8 by what artist? His love for corrida, which this painting depicts, would remain with him for life. Now that word sounds very Spanish to me. So I'm trying to think of Spanish-speaking artists, and you know, Picasso and Goya and Velázquez and Rivera and stuff like that. But I feel like I should know what's going on with like the horse clue, like the corrida, like whatever is happening here. But I don't have a clue what's going on. Like maybe there's an artist who's famous for painting horses or rodeos or whatever the heck is going on here, but I just don't have any idea. I don't know if it's gonna... I mean, the sombrero feels more Mexican than Spanish to me, so I am kind of thinking maybe I should guess somebody Mexican. So like a Velázquez or a Rivera. And I think I'm just gonna say Velázquez. Wait, is Velázquez... Is he even Mexican or is he Spanish? I don't know. This feels very wrong to me, and it also feels like something I should know. But I cannot think of a reasonable answer. I know Velázquez has an accent in it, but I don't know how to type accents with the PC keyboard, so oh well. I'm sure this is wrong, and I'm going to facepalm when I see it. I hope it's not like Picasso, but artistic style would evolve. I mean, yeah, maybe you do just guess the most famous. Like maybe you just say Picasso here. I don't know. Maybe that makes more sense. I mean, there is a horse in Guernica, although that's a bit of a tenuous connection. God, this sucks. I don't think I'm gonna get it, but I might just leave it as Picasso. What 17-year-old darts prodigy? Blah blah blah. I have no idea. Like, this is impossible. I mean, this is just you know it or you don't, and I very much don't know this. So, alliterative name. How about Smith? Like, forget it. I got nothing. Not gettable for me. Question 4. Gauss is one of the greatest mathematicians ever. Gauss's teacher gave his class the task of evaluating what expression as a way of keeping them busy for a long time. And he elegantly determined it evaluates to 5050. So this is the sum of the numbers from 1 to 100. So describe it in words. Sum of integers from 1 to 100. So the elegant solution, in case you're curious, I mean, this is something you kind of get, I guess you just get taught about this Gauss thing in math class, but if you're asked to evaluate what's 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus etc. plus 100, the elegant way of doing it is to take the ends, so you add 1 and 100 together, you get 101. Do the same thing with 2 and 99, 3 and 98, you just get 101 50 separate times, and then to evaluate it's just 101 times 50, so 5050, which is much easier than, doing it the long way. So kind of cool. In what 1985 novel do a group of children train to fight and defeat an alien race called the Formics? I'm reasonably certain this is Ender's Game. I haven't read or seen Ender's Game, but I know it's about like children fighting aliens, and that's about all I know about it. So I'm reasonably confident that this is going to be Ender's Game. And then question 6, again, I have no idea. Michael Jackson's first solo #1 hit is titled for a fictional rat with what human name? There is at least a decent clue here, is that it shares the distinction of being his shortest titled #1 song with another song 15 years later. So presumably that would be Bad. I mean, Bad is the title, the Jackson title I can think of that's short. So, and if they start with the same letter, it's probably something like Bob or Ben or... I mean, there aren't a ton of options here, so hopefully Bob is right. I don't know, but it at least seems like it has a decent probability of being correct. So that is what I will go with there. Don't feel super good about this quiz in general. I think 4 is going to be the one that I enhance because I don't think that's super easy. A lot of people probably won't know that. But I'm going to facepalm for number 2, and I might be sad when number 6 is another 3-letter B name. But yeah, this is all I'm going to be able to do with this quiz, so let's submit it and see how we did. Of course it's Ben. Fantastic. Luke Littler, never heard of him. Vostok. I didn't realize there was a space program called Vostok. It makes sense. I don't know what Sputnik... I don't know if Sputnik was like manned missions or just like probes or something. Vostok makes sense. It's just I don't know enough about Russian space programs to get that question right. Picasso was right, so that was lucky. Some of the numbers from 1 to 100 is correct. Ender's Game is correct. And of course, I was like, it's probably either Bob or Ben. And I guessed Bob, and it was Ben. But I've never heard of that song, so I can't really complain too much, I don't think. So that is a rough start, no doubt about it. But yeah, let's see if we can do a little bit better with quiz number 2. Questions are based on the lyrics to I Am the Very Model of a Modern Major General from the Pirates of Penzance. So, he claims to know every detail of Caractacus's uniform. Inventor Caractacus Potts fixes up a car that turns out to be magical and capable of flight in what novel? I quite like the way this is asked. I find that to be a very clever way of cluing it, but this is going to be Chitty, Chitty, Bang, Bang, which is also a decently famous movie with, like, Dick Van Dyke, I think. Anyway, it's... Yeah, I mean, a car that can fly. I mean, there's only so many things about cars that can fly, but that happens to be one that I've heard of, so that is nice. Question number 2. Let's see. He can hum a fugue of which he's heard the music stanza for. This is impossible because fugues exhibit counterpoint, a form of what musical texture where multiple melodies play at once. It comes from the Greek for many sounds. So the Greek, I know very few Greek words or roots or anything like that, but I do know that many is just poly, and then sounds would be like phone or phono, so polyphony. It helps that I have actually heard this term before. I did have to piece it together from the Greek, but thankfully that was doable enough. So this one should be polyphony. This one is making me tear my hair out because I think of myself as knowing Shakespeare pretty well. I've read a decent amount of Shakespeare. I was usually pretty good at Shakespeare in Quiz Bowl, but it's been so long since I did Quiz Bowl that I'm starting to lose so much of that knowledge. So this is Hamlet, and I don't know what the character is, his love interest, Ophelia. It might just be Hamlet, and I feel like this is either right or it's a really bad guess, because for some reason I feel like Ophelia might be Hamlet's sister, and if Ophelia is Hamlet's sister, then I apologize for this answer, like, because, I mean, for obvious reasons. But I'm trying to think of other Hamlet characters, and the ones I can think of are like Laertes, which I think is Ophelia's brother, or Hamlet's brother, or somebody's brother, I think. And then there's Claudius and Polonius, who I think are both old. There's Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, who definitely aren't the correct answer. There's Hamlet himself, and then I don't think I can think of any other characters from that play. So I'm going to guess Hamlet, and if Hamlet is Ophelia's brother rather than love interest, I sincerely apologize. But unfortunately, I don't have a better guess. Question 4. I was excited when I read the first sentence, which is about the frogs by Aristophanes, because I know Greek plays pretty well. But this has nothing to do with Greek plays. I'm not positive what the answer to this is, but an onomatopoeic sound, koki, refers to a frog species found in what islands? El Yunque National Forest. I'm not sure about this, but I want to say Puerto Rico. I mean, a national forest on an island that's clearly Spanish-speaking, and the frog is depicted on a U.S. penny, makes me think it's like, U.S. It doesn't have to be. I mean, it could easily be like Hispaniola or, I don't know, some other Spanish-speaking island. But this just kind of seems like the best guess to me, so I'm going to go with Puerto Rico. Question 5. The Major General knows the fight's historical from Marathon to Waterloo. After Marathon, the second oldest listed battle occurred in what Spartan city-states on an island that Athens sent a military expedition to and were soundly defeated in, and they stopped in Corfu and the Gulf of Taranto during their journey. So Corfu is western Greece, and then Taranto is in southern Italy. So this is going to be a city-state in, I think, Sicily. I believe this is the Sicilian expedition where, I think Alcibiades was, the main admiral dude for Athens, and there was the whole story about the moon or something. I don't remember exactly what went down, but I think the city was Syracuse, because it's on the eastern coast of Sicily and it's an ancient city. So I think it was Syracuse. I'm not positive, but it has to be Sicily, and I don't think it's like Catania or anything. So I think Syracuse is probably a pretty good guess. And then this one, in what game series does the alien professor Morden sing the parody song "I Am the Very Model of a Scientist Solarian"? I have no clue. But series title refers to a phenomenon caused by element 0, which enables relatively low energy light speed travel. I don't know, but I thought of Halo as a guess. I don't know anything about pretty much any video game, but I mean, a phenomenon caused by element 0, that could be Halo. That definitely could feasibly be correct. And the other ones I was thinking of, like Fallout and BioShock and Metroid and stuff, those don't make any sense with the cluing, so Halo is the best guess that I have. And I think I'm going to enhance number 5 because I'm reasonably confident that Syracuse is right, and I think that's a pretty hard question. I'm going to be sad when Hamlet is wrong, but I think the rest of these I've done the best I can, so I will submit. And are there bridges anywhere? I guess that's a bridge, so is that. Okie doke, and it is Mass Effect. Unlucky. Hamlet is correct. Okay, well, apparently she's not his sister, or maybe she is his sister, and then it's just weird, but okay. I'm glad the answer was Hamlet. So that's 5 out of 5. Mass Effect, I'm never, ever, ever getting correct, so that's completely fine. Syracuse is a good pull. I think that's a tricky question, and the rest is, pretty good. Okie doke. Question number 3. Quiz number 3, rather. I always say question, but you know what I mean. So this is quotes from pieces of media. I always suck at pop culture, so this probably isn't going to go much better than normal. But these are the title of the work is redacted from the quotes. So the first one, of course you do. No one can cross a ball or blank, 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 blank. My thought after thinking about this for a long time was Bend It Like Beckham. Not a movie I've ever seen or know anything about, but cross a ball sounded like soccer to me, and it's just it just makes sense, and I think the time period checks out, so that is going to be my guess for question 1. Question 2, your average American male is in a perpetual state of adolescence. You know, blank, blank. That's the name of the show. No idea. The best thing I could think of for this was High School. I have no idea if there is a show called High School, but there could be. And adolescence, perpetual, high school, I don't know. It kind of makes sense to me in my head. Could be middle school, could be literally anything. But again, I don't know. Film from 1987. Chapter 1, Buttercup was raised on a small farm in the country of Florin. Again, this one took a while to come to me, but I feel like there's a chance that this is The Princess Bride. Again, never seen this movie. I know nothing about it. But for some reason, Buttercup sounds familiar to me. and some fictional country, 1980s, kind of sounds right to me. So I'm just going to go ahead and guess this. I'm not sure. Again, I don't really know anything about it, but it seems at least plausible. Question 4. This is one that I haven't even come up with a decent answer for. All I have for you is a gesture in combination with a word blank. Use it carefully. It'll open the right doors, but some of the wrong ones too. I think I'm going to skip submitting this quiz for now so that I can think a little more about this one in the time that I have left. And I'll probably go ahead and submit it last. Question 5. This is another one that I don't have an answer for, so again, I'm going to skip this for now. And then question 6, the film's title is repeated throughout this passage. It's a film from 1968, and it's a musical by the sound of it. I mean, singing, won't ask for more when he knows what's in store, etc., etc. Best thing I can think of here is Oliver, which is a musical about Oliver Twist, which I think makes sense. I mean, it's, I don't know, a kid who doesn't seem, well, it doesn't have to be a kid, but somebody who doesn't seem to be doing particularly well. Somebody named him, so it's clearly the blank is his name, so I think Oliver makes sense. So I'm going to skip for now to quiz number 4. Okay, this quiz, I have to be honest, I'm not enjoying, mainly because it's enough to listen to one song. I can't even listen to music while playing GeoGuessr without getting completely overwhelmed because I can't focus on anything else when there's music playing. One song is bad enough. In this quiz, there are 3 songs playing at once, and it is driving me crazy. My brain cannot handle this. So I'm listening to these clips, and I'm having to try and like isolate the songs from each other, and it's driving me completely nuts. But I will nevertheless give these a listen. Looney and Benny did tell me that this shouldn't get copyright claimed. That is what they said the first time I played songs on one of these videos, and it did get copyright claimed. But they said they double checked this time, so I'm gonna actually let you guys listen to these clips. And yeah, so the first one, what band made all the songs in this clip? We can click this and give it a listen. So I don't know if any of you can relate to what I'm saying about 3 songs at once being completely overwhelming, but it's like total chaos and I don't like it. You know, but anyway, this one I think is Led Zeppelin. I only really recognize one thing in that mess, but like the do 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 do, that is a pretty famous riff from a Led Zeppelin song. I'm actually forgetting which one. It might be like Kashmir or something, but anyway, I'm pretty sure it's Led Zeppelin. Question 2 is one of the ones I have no idea about. I will play the clip anyway. So I've never heard any of the songs playing in that clip. Like, none of them ring any bell at all. I think one of them is Kendrick Lamar because the voice sounds familiar to me, but it's the soundtrack to a movie, which means I really have just no idea whatsoever. So I'm just gonna have to guess a movie, and I might come back to it because I can't really think of anything plausible at the moment. Maybe I will, but anyway, yeah, that one's pretty tough. Here is clip number 3. Titles of the songs in this clip all start with what number? So in that clip, we heard, I think, Ariana Grande at the start, and then in the middle, I heard that song that's like, once I was 7 years old, da-da-da-da-da. I don't like that song, but at least I've heard it. So I think the first line in that song is, once I was 7 years old. And I think Ariana Grande has a song called 7 Rings, and I think I heard her voice. So 7 seems like the best option here. So I'm going to guess 7. I don't know what the third song was there. Question 4. Songs in this clip are each about people with what relation to the singers? I'm realizing these clips might be a little bit on the loud side, and I'm sorry if that is the case. I'll bump the audio a little bit down. So that one, again, I don't recognize any of the songs in that clip. There were a few, like, lines in there that were maybe potentially helpful. One of them said something about mommy and daddy, and another one was saying, like, I hope you still something when you look out at the ocean or something. I don't remember exactly, but mommy and daddy, it kind of sounds like they're talking to a child. So I'm guessing it's either a son or a daughter, but it's a complete coin flip. I have no idea which, sadly. So I'm gonna guess daughter and then be sad when the answer is son, but I think it's probably a child of some kind. Question 5. What do the names of the bands responsible for this clip's songs have in common? Okay, so this one in particular was driving me completely insane because I know 2 of those songs like immediately, or 2 of the artists immediately, and I still don't know what the answer to the question is, which is really annoying. So one of them is Zombie by the Cranberries, and another one is Some Song by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. But with just those 2, it's hard to know what they want because Cranberries and Red Hot Chili Peppers are both red. They're both foods, and they're also both red foods. So the answer could be red, it could be foods, or it could be red foods. And I'm not sure what the answer is. After listening to it about 10 times, I finally managed to pick up what the third song was. And it's the song that's like, I'm a bee, like, they're saying like I'm a bee repeatedly. I don't know who it's by, unfortunately, but I thought it could be the Black Eyed Peas, maybe. So I think I'm gonna guess just food. Guessing red food seems too specific. I'm guessing I want to go more vague rather than more specific. So I'm gonna say food, and again, if the answer is red, tough luck. And then finally, question 6. What adjective is in the title of each song? So that one has the intro to Beautiful Day by U2, the one that's do, 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 do. That's a U2 song. It's called Beautiful Day, so it's either Beautiful or Day, and then at the end of the clip you heard that's like do, 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 do. That is that song that's like, you're beautiful, it's true, or whatever. I really don't like that song. In fact, I quite strongly dislike it. I hate his voice, and the subject of the song is also pretty stupid. But anyway, Beautiful is clearly going to be the answer, so I'm going to go ahead and lock that one in. So that I'm quite confident is right. The movie one, I'm literally just going to guess something random. I just have to figure out what random thing I'm going to guess. I mean, it had a rap song. It had... What do you say here? I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm going to say Pitch Perfect. Another movie I haven't seen. I have no idea what it's about, but whatever. I think it's about music, so it probably has a good amount of music in it. Anyway, okay, so pretty tricky. I don't think that went particularly well. I think I have to enhance Led Zeppelin because 3 seems fairly easy to me. 6 seems fairly easy. And then 4 I'm not confident is right. 5, again, probably too easy. Because the 2 songs I identified were pretty quick, and then 2 I don't have correct. So 1 seems like the best option, but none of them seem like very good options to me. So let's just submit this and see how badly that went. But I definitely struggled with that quiz quite a bit. So beautiful is correct. Named after food. Good. Daughter. Beautiful. 7. Led Zeppelin. Kashmir was one of the songs. I got 5 right on that. That's crazy. That is best case scenario. I was never getting question 2 right. It was the Black Eyed Peas. That's fantastic. Wow. Okay, that could not have gone better. Super lucky on daughter, because it could have been son. And yeah, 7 Years by Lucas Graham, 7 Rings, 7 by Prince. Okay. And then there was Christina Aguilera apparently in there in question 6. But okay, that went remarkably well given the circumstances. Beautiful. Okay, question 5 is a science quiz. Kind of a cool concept. The Earth has been destroyed. That's kind of tough. Humanity must find a new home among the stars. Consult this guide to determine what dangers to avoid during your journey. Be warned, certain sections have been sabotaged, requiring you to fill in terms based on your own knowledge. Good luck. So, the first one is the one I'm the least confident about. Avoid supernovae or neutron star mergers. They have the potential to release blank bursts, the most explosive and magnetically powerful events in the universe. This is something I feel like I should know. Like, this doesn't feel like it's that obscure of a concept, but I don't really know what's happening. The most explosive and to me, the most explosive events in the universe are like supernovae or neutron star mergers, But electromagnetically powerful makes me think like far end of the electromagnetic spectrum, which would be like gamma rays. So like maybe just like gamma ray bursts could be the answer. I don't know. But it kind of maybe makes sense. This feels like something I should know, but I'm kind of just looking at this and I'm not really getting anything out of it. So I'm just going to guess gamma ray, but I'm not confident whatsoever. Question 2. Bodies atrophy in lower gravity environments. During space flight, wear compression cuffs and exercise regularly to prevent muscle atrophy, and take supplements of blank and vitamin D to prevent osteopenia. So I don't know, but like things that you take to make your bones stronger. Calcium is like the element that's known for like being in bones, and it's like if you drink milk, your bones are stronger because it has calcium in it. That's what they say, at least. So to me, like, calcium makes sense, but again, it's kind of a guess. And then the rest I feel a little bit better about. Question 3, stay away from black holes at all costs, assuming you survive burning up from Hawking radiation, plasma jets, or accretion disks. Any substance entering a black hole undergoes blank, the process of getting stretched incredibly thin by the gravitational gradient of tidal forces. So this is called, I believe, spaghettification, just incredibly creative naming from the scientists there, but getting stretched incredibly thin like spaghetti, I guess, but like spaghettification is like it's just a thing that happens in black holes, I guess. It's just something I've come across in like Quizable questions, so I think that's not easy, but it's just a term that I happen to know. Question 4, beware when navigating your spacecraft through areas densely packed with small objects of rock and ice, such as the Kuiper Belt. Be extra sure to factor in when bodies of similar size affect each other's movements, such as the tidally locked binary system of Pluto and Charon. Charon is notably a moon of Pluto. It is the largest moon of Pluto. That one really just comes down to knowing what Charon is, basically. But that should be the answer for 4. 5. Never go on a spacewalk before acclimating. Depressurize the cabin and pre-breathe pure oxygen for an hour before exiting the airlock. Otherwise, you risk experiencing blank sickness, also called the bends, a potentially deadly effect also faced by scuba divers who ascend too quickly. So when you go scuba diving, they warn you about this. But the bends, I believe, is also known as nitrogen sickness. I don't know exactly how it works, but it's like if you change pressures too quickly without breathing or something like that, you get like nitrogen bubbles in your... I don't know how it works, but it's dangerous, apparently. So that's why you have to like equalize your pressure as you're going up when you're scuba diving to avoid this problem, but I believe it's nitrogen sickness. And then question 6, when evaluating a new planet for colonization, make sure its orbit isn't too close or too far from its star. Its distance needs to be just right to sustain life. Habitable area is known as the Goldilocks zone. Not too close, not too far, but just right. So question 3, I think, is definitely the hardest one that I'm confident about. And very cool art, by the way. Really just kind of, yeah, very fun set of questions, both in the way they are asked and the way they are presented. So hopefully a good score here. But yeah, enhanced number 3. And let's submit it. Gamma ray, calcium, spaghettification, Pluto, decompression. Well, you know, I thought, wow, okay. I thought it was called nitrogen. I mean, it definitely has to do with nitrogen. That's interesting. Okay. Huh, fair enough. I wouldn't have known. I'm going to look it up because I'm kind of curious. I'm just going to pull up my phone right now. Actually, I have 14 minutes, so I need to be careful. But the bends... No, not the benda. That's good enough. Yeah, decompression sickness. Also called diver's disease, the bends, and a couple other things. Okay, does it have to do with nitrogen, or did I make that up? Good Lord. I may have completely made that up. I'm not sure. I don't have time to check, but that's unlucky. 5 is still fine. Gamma ray and calcium were both right, so I'm happy about that. Quiz 6. Yeah, I really do need to hurry up. What cave complex contains some of the oldest known cave paintings of Lyons in the Vézère Valley? This is called Lascaux, a famous cave system in France. Question 2. The body of St. Mark was moved to Venice when it was placed in the cathedral that bears his name. Became the patron saint of Venice and a lion, with what unusual characteristic became a main symbol of Venice? I don't know. I feel like I should know this. I've been to Venice, but honestly, I don't really have any idea. But maybe like 2 heads or something. It could be 3 heads. It could be anything really. But like, what's a thing you would put on a coat of arms that's unusual? Maybe an extra head. I don't know. So I'll go with that. Question 3. City of Lyons became known as the European capital of what commodity after King Louis XI brought in Calabrian workers who were masters at working with it? Again, I don't know. I thought marble could make sense, but this is a total guess. Like Calabria, I feel like southern Italy has like marble, but I might be making that up. And I don't really have any reason for this guess, but it's just what I'm going to go with. Question 4. Richard Lyons, a financial advisor to Edward III, was beheaded in 1381 by what man? Possibly due to his Flemish heritage and history of committing fraud. The man is remembered today for being the leader of the months-long English rebellion, known today either as the Peasants' Revolt or named for him. Popular rebellion. I think this is going to be Guy Fawkes. Honestly, I have no mental timeline. Like, if you told me that Guy Fawkes was in 1881 and not 1381, I straight up would believe you. But apparently it was that far back. But I think this is just who Guy Fawkes is. Hopefully, at least. The region of Leon in Spain was formerly a kingdom that after around 1300 was ruled by whoever ruled the kingdom of Castile. Castile and Leon were merged with the kingdom of Aragon by Isabella. I think it's Isabella the First, but I think they're commonly known as just Ferdinand and Isabella. So I think I can just say Isabella here without worrying about a regnal number. And then question 6, Leon Panetta was the White House Chief of Staff for which U.S. President for 2.5 years. One of his interns during the early part of his tenure would become famous for political reasons that had nothing to do with the intern position. So I thought about this for a while, and I thought it could be Monica Lewinsky, could be the intern, because intern becoming famous for reasons that had nothing to do with anything kind of fits the bill there. No pun intended. Anyway, I think I'm going to go with Bill Clinton because I think it's probably Monica Lewinsky, but I'm not sure. And as for what to enhance, honestly, really not sure about this. I'm not confident about 2 or 3. 4, I think, is decently easy. 6 feels like something people will know. 1 and 5 are tough because Lascaux, it's definitely a popular like tourist destination. So, like, people probably, especially Europeans, just kind of know what that is. But then Isabella is like historically pretty famous. This quiz is like all Europe, except for question 6. But I don't know, man. I feel like 1 or 5 has to be the way here. But man, Ferdinand and Isabella are pretty well known, but this is basically a geography question. I don't know. Like, I feel like Americans won't know what Lascaux is, but Europeans will. I'm also wondering if I should enhance something else. Nah. Damn it. I don't know. I have to make a decision here. I have 10 minutes. Or is enhancing the US question better because there are more Europeans playing the quizzes? I don't know, man. I'm not even sure that that's correct, though. Okay. I think I hate enhancing anything geography related in a GeoGuessr server. It just seems like such a bad idea. But it's really not. You can't really know that from pure geography, though. Like, you have to know what Lascaux is. But it is pretty darn famous. Okay. I'm actually going to enhance number 5. I don't know. I don't want to enhance Lascaux. Maybe that's a mistake. I'm not sure, but I got to make a decision. Lascaux, the lion has wings. Okay, that checks out. Silk. Wat Tyler. Wow. Isabella the First. Please tell me that Isabella is enough. Like, Isabella the First, also called Isabella the Catholic. I think Isabella's fine, but I'm not sure. I've never heard of Wat Tyler in my life. I really thought that was going to be Guy Fawkes, but he must have been later. Lion has wings, probably guessable. I guessed the wrong thing. Silk, I don't think I was getting. So that is kind of rough. That went worse than I thought it would. Unlucky. Number 7. This is all about language, which is not a category that I'm good at, but I think I have at least a few here. Many slang phrases originate from what group of people, who some describe as speaking a particular variety of vernacular English. This is just going to be African Americans, like African American vernacular English. Question 2, according to Internet linguist Gretchen McCulloch, older people tend to use what punctuation mark more often when texting? This is surely a period. Like, my parents use periods when texting me, and it always looks really weird because nobody else does. But yeah, often people perceive periods as aggressive in texts. Question 3, you're a teenager with some friends over. You present yourself in a particular way when your parents are around. Once they leave, your behavior and language change. And I'm not going to say whatever the hell these words are. You're demonstrating what technique of using different language varieties based on context. I think this is called code switching. I don't know if it's one word or two, but like changing languages selectively, I think is called code switching. After the slash began being used more often as a shorthand when texting, it began making its way into speech as well. Using the word slash as what part of speech? Watch the latest Jake Lyons video / play LDQL. I want to say this is just a conjunction because it's like I mean, yeah, I could imagine replacing this word with and I know that and or are conjunctions thanks to good old conjunction junction. So I think surely conjunction is the answer here. And then we get to the questions I don't know the answers to. Consonant sound at the ends of the words cap, simp, and yap is what phoneme? I have literally no idea what a phoneme is. Linguistics completely mystifies me. Like, when I played Quiz Bowl and linguistics questions came up, I essentially just put down the buzzer and let my teammates deal with it. Because linguistics questions sound like a foreign language to me. Which is kind of ironic, there are so many words in linguistics that are just long, complicated words, and I have no idea what they mean. So I don't know what a phoneme is. I'm going to say, like, glottal stop, I don't think is correct, because, like, when you say cap, simp, and yap, you're pronouncing the P. You're not just, like, ending it, and I'm pretty sure glottal stop is when you just, like, straight up, like, stop, if that makes sense. Since you pronounce the P, it's probably wrong, but at the same time, if it is wrong, the right answer is going to be like uvular, like fricative or some crap, and I just like I don't know what those things are, so I'm just not going to try. Finally, for English language website developers, ensuring support for Unicode's BD algorithm or using whatever the heck any of this is are useful things to keep in mind for localizing to languages without property. So, properties of coding languages. I know that object-oriented is an adjective that often precedes, like, coding languages. I don't know what it means, and I think there is another type of coding language, and I'm worried that the right answer is going to be, like, the other one, but this is the one I can remember the name of, so that's going to have to be my guess here. And then as for what to enhance, I think 1 and 2 are pretty easy. It's between 3 and 4, and I think 3 is just harder. I have to go with 3 here. And then we have some random Indonesian dude on a motorcycle. Are you serious? Like, does this count? I mean, I guess these all count. This is such nonsense. Okay, yeah, sure, bro. Bilabial, I mean, what the hell is a bilabial plosive? Yeah, like, completely ungettable for somebody who doesn't know linguistics very well. Reading right to left. Weren't we talking about coding languages? Wow. There are programming languages that read right to left? I'm never getting that. Code switching conjunction, period is accepted, so I'm happy with that. And then African American. So 4 is fine. The other 2 were completely ungettable for me, so that was my ceiling on that quiz. Which leaves us with 3 minutes. Dear God. Okay, there's only one quiz I haven't submitted, so let's quickly think of some nonsense to put in for these. And also think about what to enhance. Bend It Like Beckham, Princess Bride, Oliver. I feel like Princess Bride everybody knows, if that's even right. Bend It Like Beckham. I guess Oliver here. Or enhance Oliver. Okay, 3 minutes. Less than 3 minutes. Your duty transcends national interest. This is about survival. Gesture and combination of the word. 2020. So this is recent. What the heck could this be, dude? Open the right. So is this like a war film or a gesture in combination with a word? Interlaces his fingers. I don't know. Interlaces, maybe locks his fingers. Let's say lock. I don't know. When you're my age, you meet a cute boy, do not, under any circumstances, ever bring him home, because if you do, well, 3 blanks. There's no way I get this right. I'm just wondering if this is something I've heard of or if I really just have no chance at ever getting this correct. It's 59. I have to submit. You're in trouble. I don't know. All right. Yeah, rough, but pop culture is just a total nightmare every week. So no change there. Oliver's correct. Good luck, Charlie. Damn. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I threw so hard. Oh my god. Dude, Tenet? That's what's happening, dude. Tenet. Oh my god. I saw that movie. Oh, that's so sad. I saw that movie once. Man, you know, that's the type of thing that I probably think of if I think about the questions for longer. Damn it. I saw that movie once in the theaters when it came out, and I haven't seen it since, and I've been meaning to see it again after reading a summary because it was so incredibly confusing that I got almost nothing out of it the first time and wanted to watch it again, and I never got around to it, and I didn't remember that plot point. Are you serious, dude? Oh, this is so sad. Good Luck Charlie it's a Disney Channel show. Like, I have heard of that. That makes sense. Like, I could have gotten that. And then Arrested Development, that makes perfect sense too. I genuinely could have had 6 out of 6 on that. That's super disappointing. I mean, obviously it could have been worse, but yeah, my final score is really not great. And I'm pretty unhappy with how I did on that pop culture quiz, because that really that one really could have been better. That's tough. Unlucky. Okay, well, wait. How is Spaghettification 61% get rate? How is that possible? I thought that was hard. Is that not hard? I really thought that was hard. That's kind of crazy. Like, how does that have a 61% get rate, but Led Zeppelin has a 40% get rate? That just baffles me to no end. All right. Yeah. Not great with the enhancing. It looks like I got the hardest one correct on quiz 2, which is good. I forget which one that even was. That was Syracuse. Yes, okay, that makes sense. That was definitely the hardest one there. Also did well with Oliver. Was a good one to enhance, apparently. But I just should have done so much better with that. That sucks, dude. And then the history quiz was a bit of a train wreck as well, unfortunately. Again, really should have... These were hard, and I don't feel that bad about missing them, but these are still probably things that I should just know. So that was definitely a tough week for me. Not terrible. I mean, 11th is fine, but it's just, you know, if I'm trying to push for the top spot, I need better than that. But that's okay. I am still in 3rd place. It would be nice to get a podium finish, but Imakiro is like 2 points behind me, so that's going to be very, very close at the end there. But still pretty happy with how I performed so far in the season. Definitely not my best week, but I've had worse as well. And again, super fun. Other than the question, the quiz with the songs, honestly, like, it was an interesting concept, but I don't know if it's probably just a me problem, but I had trouble with the songs all playing at once. It was a bit much, but yeah, otherwise definitely a fun week, as they always are. These questions are so well written, and it's really fun to be able to work through them and like read a question and not know what the answer is, but then like an hour later it comes to you when you're thinking about it, because it's like they're clued in such a way that even if you don't know it cold, you can like work it out from the wording. That's the best kind of trivia. So thanks again to Looney and Benny for being legends and putting together these amazing quizzes. Yeah, it was a blast as always. And I will see you all next week. Week number 5 will be the final week of season 2. And we'll see if I can keep my spot on the podium. It's going to be close. But yeah, this was fun as always. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next week.